Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and it is day 2 of Jaded Blossom's January 2025 release. Hey, so I'm using Jaded Blossom's brand new Gnome Dies animal add-ons. Their new Wild Valentine stamp set, the new cow print stencil, Jaded Blossom's word bubble dies, their embellishment cluster dies, their banner dies, their heart dies 1, cow patties stamp set, and border dies. There we go. And I did use this cow stencil on the release and review with some black modeling paste, and you can check that out when that is released. And I'm also using Doodlebug's Down on the Farm 6-inch pad. So first I have an A2 size card base made out of paper tray ink pure poppy cardstock, 4.25 by 11, scored at 5.5 inches with my Martha Stewart scoreboard on my Teflon bone folder. I'm adding a piece of Nina Desert Storm 80-pound cardstock cut at 4 by 5.25 inches on the inside, and a 1-inch strip of paper on the inside of the card, just to fancy it up a little bit. Next, I'm going to stamp a sentiment from that brand new stamp set, Wild Valentine. I'm using an acetate little sheet just so I can line up my little sentiment. Hope your Valentine's Day is wild. And I'll be stamping that in VersaFine Claire Nocturne ink. Sort of in the center of the card. There we go, using my Misty. Okay, so there you have it for that. I'm going to add a little heart. This is from that embellishment cluster die, the largest heart. I'm going to add that to the inside of the card. And that was cut with pure poppy cardstock from paper tray ink as well. Okay, so now I'm just using some Post-it tape so that ink doesn't smear on the inside of my card, because that happens, trust me. Okay, so next I'm taking this cow print that I made, and that was made with paper tray ink white cardstock and TCW black modeling paste. And I'm just going to trim this down so it's an 1/8 of an inch smaller than an A2 size card front. So I'm just using my Fiskars trimmer to trim that down. And like I said, I did use this stencil and apply the paste and everything on the release and review video. So you can check that out then when that comes out. So I'm just using a nail sponge to get any kind of hangers off there, or slivers of paper, slivers of paste. So now I'm going to add that to my card front with some ATG tape. I love this stencil. It really turned out really sharp with that black modeling paste. There, and so I'm just going to stick that down. Got that little bit of a red border, which is fun. There we go. So lots of fun, right? So now I'm using, what I did is I cut the largest heart from those heart dies twice, but I'll show you that in a minute. So next what I'm doing is I'm using the new Gnome Dies animal add-ons, and I'm using the little lion set, but I'm going to make a little cow. So I'm using the little Minnie Mouse little dots, there we go, out of American Crafts black cardstock. And then I used paper tray ink, Pale Peony for the little muzzle. The cow print is from that Doodlebug paper Down on the Farm. Now I'm going to add the 2 little nostrils to the cow's muzzle with some Barely Art glue and my reverse tweezers. Now I cut the ears out of American Crafts brown cardstock, and I'm just going to cover up the round ears, because cow ears are more pointy, right? And then I cut the interior of each ear with that same Pale Peony cardstock from paper tray ink, and I'm going to add those on. And then I got the little horns cut out of Nina Desert Storm, and that is from that same die set. That was actually, those are the little tusks for the elephant. So next I'm going to pull out 2 big eyes from the I See You shape sprinkles set, and I'm going to add those to the cow, sort of slipping it under the muzzle a little bit. Just going to slide that down a little bit. And isn't that cute? So now I've got a little cow that's going to go on my card front. Next I cut this little word bubble out of Paper Trank white cardstock, and I'm going to stamp a sentiment that says "Love Moo," and that is from the Cow Patties stamp set. That's an oldie, but it's still around in the store. And I'm going to stamp that in VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink with my Misty. Remember, don't press too hard. You don't want to squish your letters. There we go. So isn't that cute? So I did cut it twice just to make it a little bit thick. And I'm going to stack them up with some Bearly Art glue using my reverse tweezers. Now, all my die cutting today was done with my Anna Griffin Empress machine, working on a Stampin' Up! Pad. You know, all the things that I normally do. There we go. And I'm going to weight that down with an acrylic block. Now, I do have some EK Success chalk, and I'm going to chalk blend on the cheeks, because of course the cow would have some pink cheeks, right? Why not? So we're going to add that on. Went a little darker than I wanted, so I'm just going to blend it out a little bit more. There we go. And I'm going to use a Secure White Jelly Roll pen and a number 10 to add some freckles, because of course that cow would have freckles, right? If we're going to go, we might as well go all the way, right? We're going to make this crazy cow. There it is. So now I cut the largest heart twice. And what I did is I cut the back layer out of pure poppy cardstock. And then I cut it again, but I cut it, just deep enough so there could be a pocket that he's peeking out of. And I used the border dies that is just a stitching line to add stitching to the edge of that pocket. So you see, I'm going to put the big one in the back, and then this sort of deciding where my little cow is, and I'm peeking out of my little heart pocket. There we go. And I didn't even tape that part. All I did was stick it down with some tape, and I've had some real challenges taping, but sorry guys. All I did was stick my cow down, add the hearts for embellishment, and then basically that was it. So thank you so much for stopping by. Get hopping and check out everyone's projects, and thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Bye, everybody.